It all started with strange rumors spreading around the neighborhood about a van full of clowns roaming the streets at night. These weren't ordinary clowns, though. They looked sinister, with their worn-out costumes and creepy makeup that seemed designed to scare rather than entertain. People began saying that this van was black or sometimes a white combi, and that whoever crossed its path after dark could end up in serious trouble. The idea alone was enough to make anyone think twice before walking alone at night. At first, these were just whispers, stories exchanged between friends and neighbors, but soon the rumors turned into real accounts of frightening encounters. Several people claimed to have seen the van parked on deserted streets, with a group of clowns lurking around, watching silently. Some described sudden noises, a sense of being followed or feeling a heavy presence that chilled them to the bone. The stories didn't have names or exact dates, but they had one thing in common: terror. One night, a man walking home late said he heard footsteps behind him that didn't match anyone he saw. When he turned, he caught a glimpse of the van's headlights turning toward him. The clowns got out and surrounded him, their faces grim and menacing, as if they were playing a game he wasn't part of. He ran as fast as he could, but the fear stayed with him long after. That encounter was the first time people started realizing this wasn't just a prank or some urban myth. Over the next few weeks, more people came forward with similar stories: strange van sightings, feeling watched, and encounters with those creepy clowns. What made things worse was that these attacks seemed random. Nobody knew who or what might be targeted next. This unpredictability created a sense of panic that quickly spread throughout the community, with people locking their doors earlier and avoiding certain streets altogether. Some began suspecting that these clowns had darker motives than just scaring people. There were whispers about organ trafficking, others about occult rituals, and some just thought it was pure sadism, people enjoying causing pain and fear. None of these theories could be proven, but that didn't stop the fear from growing. The van became a symbol of dread, and the clowns an embodiment of all the unknown horrors lurking in the city's shadows. On several occasions, victims described how the clowns didn't just scare, but attacked randomly. Some reported scratches, bruises, or being grabbed before managing to escape. No one knew what happened to those who didn't get away. The police tried to investigate, but the elusive nature of the group made it almost impossible to catch them. Every report seemed to vanish into thin air, and the community felt increasingly vulnerable. The feeling of insecurity took over the streets at night, and many people started avoiding going out after dark. Shop owners began closing earlier, and the few who remained outside were always alert, looking around nervously with their hearts racing. It wasn't just the fear of being attacked, it was the fear of the unknown, of that black van that could show up at any moment, bringing chaos and panic along with it. Conversations on street corners, in buses, and even at workplaces revolved around the clown van, as people had started calling this sinister group. A young delivery guy was one of the worst affected. He said that one normal night, while making a delivery, he noticed the van following him. At first, he tried to ignore it, thinking it was just a coincidence, but soon realized the van was keeping pace and distance. When he stopped to drop off the package, the van's door suddenly opened and two clowns jumped out, scaring not only him, but also people nearby. It was a pure moment of terror he never forgot. After that incident, the delivery guy was deeply shaken. He told how he couldn't sleep properly anymore, and every strange noise made his heart race. He tried to avoid going out at night, but work left him no choice. The feeling of being watched, of something lurking around, consumed his mind constantly. Even during the day, he felt the weight of that night, as if the clowns were still there, waiting for another chance to strike. The police seemed powerless in the face of the situation. Many reports were filed, but the suspects were never caught. Investigations went nowhere, and the public started losing faith in the authorities. The mystery around the attacks only increased the fear because no one knew if this group acted for a specific reason or if they were just agents of chaos with no apparent logic. As days passed, fear turned into paranoia. People came up with theories, some more absurd than others, trying to make sense of what was happening. Some said the clowns were part of a dark cult. Others believed they were criminals looking to profit from organ trafficking or worse. But no one really knew, and the fear spread like wildfire, even to those who weren't directly affected. One night, a taxi driver almost became a victim. He said he noticed the black van following him for several blocks. He tried to change his route, but the van didn't give up. When he stopped to help someone on the sidewalk, the clowns got out and stared at him like they were deciding what to do. He managed to escape, but the scare was so intense he never wanted to work nights again. The media started paying attention to the stories, but the lack of clear evidence and footage made everything blurry. Many reports questioned and even mocked the tales, calling them exaggerations or nonsense. This only made those who lived through it feel more frustrated because for them, it was no joke. It was a real nightmare stealing their sleep. The feeling of helplessness grew, especially since the clowns seemed to keep acting while the media treated the issue like a joke. In response to the growing fear, a group of neighbors banded together to protect their community. They started doing nightly patrols, organizing neighborhood watches, and sharing information on social media groups. Still, the feeling of insecurity didn't go away. People stayed suspicious, always looking over their shoulders and trying to avoid being alone on the streets. It felt like the black van and its clowns could be around any corner, waiting for the right moment to strike. Over time, reports began to surface saying the clown group was slowing down, maybe because of the increased community watch or because they moved elsewhere. But the shadow of that fear still hung in the air. Many residents stayed locked inside after dark, and any noise outside caused alarm. No one knew if it was really over or if they were just waiting to come back. To this day, no one can fully explain what really happened back then. The sinister clown group vanished without a trace, but the fear they caused is etched into the memories of the neighborhood. Some say it was just an urban legend that got out of control. Others believe it was something real that no one should ever face. What's clear is that those times changed how people view street safety, and the silence that followed is scarier than any scream.